In, out, shake it all about. If you're leaving and you have under 2 years in the teacher's pension scheme, then you can apply for a refund of your contributions. But before you do that, do take some time to consider an alternative, and that is transferring it. I say this because although you've been in the TPS for less than 2 years and you can get a refund, I want to look at why you might not want to do this, and so let me go through the figures with you. In 2022, if you were in the bottom of the pay scale, you would have had a year on 25,700, and then in your second year 27,600. So your contribution to the pension scheme was 7.4% of your wages. That's around £4,000 that you have paid into the scheme. But if you apply for a refund, they will take off income tax. So nearly £800 of that money is given to the taxman and you don't see it. That leaves you with just over £3,000. Now, a tidy sum, and if you're desperate for money, you need the cash, I can see the attraction of taking that option. However, you do only get your contributions. The money the school put in, that 23%, you never see any part of it. So before you go ahead and get a refund, let me show you about the alternative option of transferring the pension to another scheme. First of all, let me start with your pension fund, how much you've actually put into it. Again, based on that same M1 and M2 figures, your pension adds up those and divides it by 57, and that gives you a pension of just over £900. This is the amount, if you did more than 2 years, would be your pension paid for life from your state pension age. So, £4,000, paying out nearly £1,000 a year once you get to your state pension age is a pretty good deal, which is why getting to that 2 years is quite key in actually qualifying for the pension. It's the better part of any of these deals. The pension is good value, considering somebody will live to their 80s. But that's a separate issue. And so what we're looking at today is where you have not qualified for the pension, where you have less than 2 years in the scheme. So on to the transfer value. This is the equation from the TPS. Now hold on, don't panic. As always, I have made a spreadsheet that does all the hard work for you. The link will be in the video description. Firstly, I'm going to ignore the last part because national insurance adjustment is something that only applies to long-serving teachers, and as this video is aimed at those who have less than 2 years in the scheme, it's largely irrelevant. The P in the pension fund is the pension fund, so £935 in this example, and the S is the survivor's benefit from that pension fund, which is 37.5% of the pension fund, how much would be paid to your partner if you were to die. This FP and FS are factors that depend on your age, and the older you are, the higher those are. However, as this is most likely to affect younger, newer teachers, I will look at those first. So the factors for a 25-year-old give a transfer valuation of £6,493. That's more than twice the value of getting your refund. If you're older, then the factors get higher. At 35, the value of the transfer fund becomes £8,000. And if you're 45, even higher to just under £10,000. So that refund of just over £3,000 now looks very poor deal, doesn't it? Reminder first of all that I am not a financial advisor, I'm just an ex-teacher looking to help you understand how the scheme works. So these are the things I would ask you to consider. First of all, actually consider leaving it in case you ever do return to teaching and get to that minimum 2-year qualification for a pension. That £900 a year from the pension is probably the best value you can get. However, if you don't want to do that, you then really should get the proper figures from the TPS. Get the transfer valuation and a refund valuation from the TPS rather than rely on my calculations so that you can make a properly informed choice. So good luck with whatever you choose to do.